So my name is Louis, and I'm a founding member of a very, very small organization called TNR Utopia, which is basically my wife Michelle and I, and a few of our friends who are on the board of our small nonprofit. We live in Queens, New York City, and we primarily focus on trapping in Northeast Queens, Bayside, Whitestone, College Point, Flushing, that area. And we learned during certification that always put a trap against something, never like out in the middle. It becomes part of that thing. So this is like part of the fence, this wall. Cats will just be more likely to go inside when it's against something. But every cat's different. It always starts with, for us, with a caretaker contacting us with the situation that they have cats in their yard, or they feed cats at the park, or they take care of a population of cats somewhere in our area. And then this is the caretaker that contacted us for help. He lives here. We always trap around the time that the cats are fed, so that we limit the amount of time we're waiting around, because if cats are hungry, they'll go right into the traps. It's always important to have a plan. Make sure that you know where the cats are going to go once you have trapped them. So we'll get our appointments for the month. We get low cost and free spay neuter from the ASPCA, and then we also have partners with some vets that will also help us in a pinch if we need help. Once we trap cats, we bring them back home, and they hang out with us for a few days before the appointment. So once the cats are finished with their surgery, we pick them up, we bring them home, and they recover in their traps for a few days. So the R in TNR stands for return. We always return the cats back to the same exact place where they were trapped. When we encounter a friendly cat or kitten that doesn't need to live outside, that's when we have the cats for longer. So we'll usually still trap them unless they're really friendly. We can pick them up, and they will just go to the vet, get dewormed, defleed. We do their vaccines, and then eventually they'll go to the spay neuter clinic, get spay neutered. And during this time, they're typically with us in the beginning while we clean them up, and then they go to a foster home where they can just learn how to be indoor cats pending adoption. It's probably easy to get. Okay, let's try to get them. Trap them. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Hi. How you tell these cats apart? They're all the same.
My name is Samantha Knox, and I am the director and founder of Itty Bitty City Kitties. I work with kittens because I'm a human mom, and I see all the time that kids don't get the advocacy that they need, and I feel the very same way about kittens. There should be more work and more advocacy for the youngest, most fragile felines, but it's not happening. And because it's not happening, I'm trying to be some of the people on the front line, giving them the chances they deserve. So this is our general community space where adult cats can socialize with kittens. And it's also for a place for like teenage kittens or mama cats to kind of assimilate into the mix while they wait for their forever home. Back here are our two kitten-specific facilities. And then this is the room for neonatal care, so kitten-specific care for age 6 weeks and under. Kittens for the first 3 weeks of life can't self-regulate their temperature, so we keep them in incubators. Once they are able to start to self-regulate their temperature, we move them at about 3 to 3.5 weeks out of incubators into a smaller space. And then at about 4 weeks, from 4 weeks to 6 weeks, we keep them in this larger playpen. This is the 6 weeks plus kitten nursery. This is where kittens who are weaned and using the litter box come and play and meet other kittens and sometimes adult cats and learn to be cats before they go home. They're here for about 3 to 4 weeks in this room before they leave. Rescuers in general, I think we all struggle with the same few things. One, funding. This work is not cheap. 99.9% of us do this out of our pocket from the goodness of our heart. We can crowdfund online and we can try to get stuff paid for, but I know that about 70% of my expenses I end up having to cover myself. There's a very real balance of, do I not pay my mortgage or do I save these cats?
Anyone who's able to help, whether it be sewing trap covers for a TNR organization. Of course, monetary donations are always great because then we can pivot those funds to wherever they're needed, whether it be medical or supplies, food donations, and of course, the best gift is a foster or an adopter.
As far as the thing that rescuers could use from the city, it would be support. New York City has a lot of money and big cities have a lot of money. They can fund this work. They can offer supplemental grants and funding for rescuers who are doing specific work so that all of it's not coming out of our pockets.
As a city, we truly need access to more low cost and free spay-neuter options, not just for rescue people like myself, but for the general public, whether it be bolstering the programs already offered by organizations like the ASPCA, or maybe offering some type of voucher program or stipend program so that New Yorkers can go to a local vet, give a voucher, and maybe only pay a very small fee to have their animals spay-neutered.
The Department of Health and Mental Hygiene has more than $2 million a year allocated just towards spay-neuter funding, and in the last 6 years, they've never spent it because they said it was unnecessary. So for the fact that the city has known this money was there and they just don't use it, and they just keep banking $2 million into some pocket somewhere, it's incredibly frustrating.
In New York City, there are hundreds of thousands of cats on the streets, right? And if you think about it at that scale, it could be overwhelming.
Every time that I work with other rescuers in other boroughs, we all have the same goal. Like, we're all actively trying to help our community reduce the population of cats that are being born outside.
Instead of, thinking about the large scale problem, it's really best to think about our projects as just small pockets of cats that people feed. So we're helping Joe. He feeds 10 cats. We're going to trap all 10 cats, have them sterilized. This colony will now stabilize, no more kittens. And over time, and this is what the research shows, that over time, TNR actually helps reduce the population of cats and obviously it won't grow because they're not having kittens. And that's the whole point of trying to solve, a feral cat problem in any large city, is to do it humanely, but also be able to help the cats reduce in population over time.